Let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever met someone extremely intelligent? The type of person who always had the best grades in school, the one who seemed to understand any subject in just a few minutes, the person everyone said would have an incredible future. Maybe they were even considered the smartest person in the room. But years later, when you look at their life today, something feels strange. They work hard. They solve complex problems. They are respected in their field. They put in long hours. And yet, they still struggle with money. They still wait for the next paycheck. They still worry about bills at the end of the month. And that raises an important question. If intelligence is so powerful, why do so many intelligent people stay poor? How can someone who understands complicated systems struggle with something as basic as money? The answer might be uncomfortable. Because academic intelligence is not the same as financial intelligence. In fact, these two things can be completely different. And millions of highly intelligent people are making financial mistakes every single day without realizing it. Small mistakes, silent mistakes, but mistakes that over the years can cost millions. And before we go further, there's something even more interesting. Some of the richest people in the world weren't considered the smartest people in school. So the real question becomes, if intelligence alone doesn't create wealth, what actually does? And that's exactly what we're about to discover. Since childhood, most of us are given a very clear path. Study hard, get good grades, pass your exams, go to a good university, then get a good job, build a career, work hard for decades. At first glance, this seems like a solid plan. In fact, it sounds like the safest path possible. But there's something strange about this system. Throughout this entire process, almost no one teaches you how money actually works. In school, you learn mathematics, you learn history, you learn geography. You learn complex scientific formulas. You learn how to solve difficult problems. But rarely do you learn about things like investing compound interest assets, cash flow, or financial independence. And this creates a massive problem. Highly intelligent people enter adulthood extremely prepared to work, but completely unprepared to build wealth. They know how to earn money. They know how to solve problems. They know how to perform in a job, but they were never taught how to make money grow. And that small difference changes everything, because working creates income, but assets create wealth. And without understanding that difference, many intelligent people end up trapped in the most common cycle in society. Work, get paid, pay bills, repeat, for decades. But there's another problem that makes this even harder. Now imagine this situation. An intelligent person finally gets a good job. After years of studying, they start earning more money. Naturally, they want to improve their life. They buy a better car, move into a bigger apartment, travel more often, eat at better restaurants, buy things they couldn't afford before. And none of that seems wrong. In fact, it feels deserved. But something invisible starts happening. Every increase in income comes with an increase in spending. This phenomenon is called lifestyle inflation. The more money someone earns, the more money they begin to spend. And slowly, the new lifestyle becomes normal. The nicer car becomes necessary. The bigger apartment becomes expected. Expenses grow. And without realizing it, the person now needs that higher income just to maintain their lifestyle. So even though they earn more, they remain trapped in the same financial cycle, working hard, depending on a paycheck, building no real wealth. And the worst part? Most people never even realize they are stuck in this trap. But there's another modern factor that makes things even harder. Today we live in what's called an attention economy. Huge companies compete every single day for one thing: your time, your focus, and most importantly, your money. Advertising is everywhere. Social media constantly shows luxury lifestyles. Influencers display cars, vacations, and expensive experiences. Apps constantly show new products. Promotions appear all the time. Everything is designed to encourage consumption. You open your phone for just a few minutes, and suddenly you've seen dozens of things you want. This creates an automatic behavior. Spending becomes easy. Spending becomes emotional. Spending becomes fast. But investing almost never happens by impulse. Investing requires planning, discipline, long-term thinking, and that's why many intelligent people know a lot about technology, a lot about entertainment, a lot about trends, but very little about building wealth. And that creates one of the biggest paradoxes of modern life. We have more access to information than ever before, yet most people still lack financial education. And there's one specific mistake that can cost millions over a lifetime. Most people believe wealth is about earning a high income, but something else is even more powerful. Time. Time is the greatest financial multiplier that exists, more powerful than talent, more powerful than intelligence, more powerful than luck. Imagine two people. One starts investing at age 20, the other starts investing at 35. Both invest the exact same amount of money every month. Yet the first person can end up with far more wealth. Why? Because their money had more time to grow. This is called compound interest. Money starts generating returns. Those returns generate more returns. And over time, growth becomes exponential. Small investments, made consistently, over many years, can turn into massive wealth. But for that to happen, a mindset shift must occur. People who build wealth think differently. They don't focus only on income. They focus on assets. Assets are things that put money into your pocket. Investments, businesses, dividends, passive income. They also understand something powerful. Consistency beats intensity. Investing small amounts every month for years is far more powerful than trying to get rich quickly. They also study money. They read books about finance. They learn about investing. They understand how markets work. Because financial knowledge is one of the most valuable skills anyone can develop. And when academic intelligence finally meets financial intelligence, something powerful happens. People stop working only for money, and they start making money work for them. At the end of the day, the difference between intelligent people who stay poor and those who build wealth is not IQ, it's financial mindset. One works for money, the other builds assets. One increases expenses, the other increases investments. One thinks about the next month, the other thinks about the next decade. And that small shift in perspective can completely change your financial future, because wealth rarely happens overnight. It's built slowly, one habit at a time, one decision at a time, one investment at a time. And maybe the moment you start thinking differently about money is the exact moment your financial life begins to change.